In their busy office, Brad and Suri were looking at a market chart. Suri, seeing another new high, shook her head in disbelief. How can it keep going up? The news is all so negative. But Brad smiled calmly. The headlines are a distraction. The real story is happening underneath, because successful investing isn't about reacting to daily noise. It's about understanding the powerful fundamentals. And Brad knew the truth. The market isn't rising by chance. It's being pushed by 4 undeniable forces. Have you ever wondered why the US stock market seems to be on an unstoppable upward trajectory, even in the face of so much uncertainty? Welcome to Business Upside. If you like our videos, give a thumbs up and subscribe to our market channel. Today, I will break down 4 key reasons why the US stock market is going higher. Despite all the warnings and negative cues in the market, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq keep pushing higher, leaving many everyday investors scratching their heads and wondering, how can the market keep rising when the news is so uncertain? This isn't a fluke. It's the result of powerful underlying forces that are driving this sustained growth. Here are the top 4 reasons behind the US market going up. Reason 1. The AI and tech revolution. Did you know AI startups raised an astounding $44 billion in funding during the first half of 2025 alone? More than all of last year combined. The world is in a technological revolution, and the US is the center of it. While many have been referring to a few mega-cap tech stocks, the reality is that the breadth of the impact of artificial intelligence is much larger. AI is a change in how businesses operate, innovate, and create value. US companies, especially in the tech sector, are definitely leading this charge. Not only are they building the technology, they are the first companies to begin adopting it at scale, thus producing very large gains in efficiency and productivity. This is not hype. It's a new phase of earnings growth that has emerged in the last few years. The productivity gains are real and they are wired to the bottom line. The focus on AI productivity gains is creating a huge competitive advantage for US firms. This technological leadership isn't just about a few companies. It's fueling innovation and impacting corporate profits. This innovation is also being supported by an unexpected pillar, a resilient consumer. Reason 2. The resilient US consumer. The American consumer has exhibited remarkable resilience in the face of escalating inflation and rising interest rates. Consumer spending accounts for about 70% of the US economy. When consumers feel good and want to buy, the economy functions well. There is further evidence of this in recent news, with retail sales and spending on services consistently beating expectations. The strength of the labor market assists this. Unemployment is low with consistent wage growth, which may not keep pace with inflation but still increased steadily enough. Many still have some savings built up during the pandemic, mitigating spending. The bottom line is, the US economy's engine of consumer spending has not stalled and is continuing to grow, providing a firm base for corporate earnings and staving off major economic declines. The strength of the consumer is an important part of the equation, but by no means all of it. The market will also benefit from a powerful structural trend. Reason 3. Corporate profitability and margin expansion. The biggest companies in the US have shown a remarkable ability to preserve and expand their profit margins, despite widespread inflation, while many other companies have failed to do so. The US stock market isn't just rising based on speculation, but there are real earnings growing behind the market cap of US companies, especially the biggest ones, which have displayed a remarkable capacity not only to preserve but to expand their profit margins. How did they do this? Through pricing power and cost-cutting efficiencies. In an inflationary environment, they passed on rising costs to consumers and, in some cases, continued to lose demand. Yet enough consumers were willing to pay anyway. They also became leaner internally, using technology and automation to minimize operational costs. That means that even if the rate of revenue growth declines, profit can remain strong. This margin focus is a strong differentiator for US corporations, and it is also an important driver of stock prices. The market continues to reward companies that can consistently show stronger earnings irrespective of the economic backdrop. These strong corporate profits are, in turn, attracting capital from around the world. Reason 4. The influx of global capital. Did you know that when global investors are looking for a safe haven, they overwhelmingly turn to US equities?
The US stock market is viewed by most around the world as the most attractive and safest place to invest their money. Global investors seek stability, innovation, and growth. The US market provides all three. In comparison to other major economies, the US has a history of solid corporate governance, innovation, and capital markets. When foreign investors see a safe haven, they generally gravitate towards the US equities market. This steady inflow of investment from foreign investors provides an abundance of demand for the US equities market and therefore acts as a powerful tailwind. This is not a new trend either. This has been a consistent trend in the US market for decades, further legitimizing the strength of the US equities market as a viable investment option. In times of global uncertainty, capital flows consistently into the US market, pushing asset prices higher and higher. While the headlines may tell a story of suffering, the underlying fundamentals of the US economy and stock market tell a different story. The productivity gains from the AI explosion and strength of the American consumer, corporate profitability, and continued global capital demand are 4 reasons why the market is grinding higher and is resilient. It is a story of the lasting strength and adaptability of the US economic engine. What do you think of the 4 reasons positively impacting the US stock market? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to Business Upside for similar interesting and useful videos. See you at the next one.